Good morning, everybody. Hello, welcome to the Christian Tough Guy Show, and it is Cliff coming right at you. Okay, wow. Today, the title. Is this going to stir up a hornet's nest? One wonders. The title. Oh, you Jezebel. Right. Firstly, I want to give what I feel is my definition of Jezebel, a Jezebel spirit. Jezebel spirit is predominantly, in fact 99%, in my humble opinion, 99% prevalent amongst certain categories of women. And that is not indicative of having a go at, in quotes, the female, because I'm not. I'm a happily married man, and you know, I've got sister-in-laws, etc., etc., whom I love and respect. I know of Christian women who I respect 10,000 times over. We have our neighbours who I respect and care for and wish well. So, Cliff Graves is not a sexist. Let me repeat that. Cliff Graves is not a sexist. I believe in women, and us men without women would equal nothing. So let's just get that into perspective. And let me now go on to give my humble opinion of a woman that has a Jezebelic spirit. I'm going to sort of put this into real life examples, and I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but I'm going to put it into something within business which I can give you examples of. However, before I do that, we do have within business some extremely successful business women, and all I can tell you is that in some cases I prefer to do business with a woman as opposed to a man. Not in all the cases, but in some of the cases. And you only have to switch on and watch the television, a particular TV show that's on every week, normally once a year, runs for about 8 or 9 sessions, a series, where you get an example of, in one particular case, one particular woman who is a highly successful entrepreneur, and we do need women within business, most definitely. So I hope I've qualified that before I start to get into the spiel, that I am not against women in business. I am not a male chauvinist pig. I'm not a sexist. The topic that we're discussing today is Jezebelic spirit within certain women. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. Several years ago now, came across this woman, and she kind of wheedled her way in to a situation where kind of you know, she'd shacked up with somebody that wasn't short of a few pounds. And I had watched this person beforehand that was married, and watched and saw his first marriage break up for kind of reasons which I don't know about, so I'm not commenting on that. What I'm commenting on is the spiritual aspect of this particular woman wheedling her way in, right? What I observed, and it's just my opinion, okay? And you know, she kind of came in all very, you know, sweet and innocent, you know, and quiet and smiley faced and all the rest of it. And slowly you could see her getting her clutches on this guy, whose business he was the business owner, and slowly beginning to manipulate him, almost like a drug, slowly beginning to take over. You know, there was staff that had been there for a while that either left or were dismissed. And I began to watch this, and it began to put me very much at disease. Because I go, I think like anybody does really, maybe what you people are listening to me at the moment do. Well, I can't stand this guy. This guy talks some sense. I just don't like this guy, meaning me, you listeners to me. But I go on gut feeling, and I increasingly was becoming at dis-ease with this particular female. And it kind of then overspilled, her attack overspilled towards myself. And quite frankly, with females like that, I haven't got a lot of time for, you know, you can just go and horse off, you know, and we came to a showdown of words, as it were. And funny enough, this was via Facebook, would you believe? And you see, when you put somebody's nose out of joint like that, they don't like it. They have to have their way. In a way, it's like a spoilt child. If they don't get their way, they stamp their feet and they cry and they cause a scene. And this is sort of the same thing that happened with this woman. She would not accept that I had different viewpoints to her. And yet, she was able to put postings out on her Facebook regarding my viewpoints, and yet I wasn't allowed to reciprocate and do the same thing. Well, this might sound very puerile and childish, and but I'm just giving you an example of how the Jezebelic spirit can work in business. And so you really need to have your guard up. Women as well. The women against another woman in business with a Jezebelic spirit. Do you know where I'm coming from, ladies, on that one? Please understand where I'm coming from on that. The Jezebelic spirit within business is the woman that's just all the time fussing and flapping and going over and above her responsibilities with an end goal in mind. I'm not talking about somebody that stays after work hours to do some filing or wait for that all-important phone call that somebody has said that they promised they'd call you at 4:30 and it's now gone 5, but they're going to call you at 5:30 and they're the last remaining person in the office to receive the call. Not necessarily that. It's just to kind of help out. It's if they are trying to encroach you in like a tarantula. Do you get me? They're trying to manipulate you. Another way that these women will try and succeed in business is via, and I use this phrase from a Christian perspective, so I think I'm allowed to say this: sexual looseness. In other words, throwing it about and giving it on a plate. In other words, going in with a short skirt on and suspenders on and using that. I'm not saying, ladies, if you wear a short skirt and you wear stockings, okay, that there's anything wrong in that. Let's get it into perspective. Let's start shouting at the screen because you think I'm some sexist pig. No, I'm talking about when that is used. When a pretty young woman with a good figure will use that to tantalize males. And I've seen it within the offices. And it is incorrect and wrong. What it's doing is the woman is using her sexuality to attempt to manipulate a male for her own ends, which could mean anything. Normally it's to climb the corporate ladder. And it's wrong. But it goes on. So, we need to be on our guard all the time with these Jezebelic women. And when we see it, when you see it, you'll know it. If you're looking out for it and you're on your guard, you will know it and recognize it. There's nothing wrong with a woman that's in charge of a business laying down her authority just like a man would do, and in some cases sacking somebody. If it's justified, if it's just because this particular woman is wanting to sweep through in a power surge, then it's wrong. So, how do we deal with these particular characters, these Jezebelic women. Do you know what we do? We step away and we ignore them. That nullifies their power immediately. Yes, as Christians, Christian men and women, we pray for them. We pray that they can be released from this Jezebelic spirit. But you step away and you ignore. You let it ride over you. Anything that they throw at you. Difficult if the Jezebel woman is your boss. But that is basically what you do. You nullify their power. You zero this power. I know that this woman on this Facebook wanted a fight. Well, who is she in my life? She represents nothing. No assistance or nothing. There's nothing that I need or want from that woman. Other than when I was doing business with her now husband, was to continue with doing business with her husband. Her, she meant zero, nothing. I didn't have to impress her at all. And that is the way that you deal with Jezebelic women. So, I want you to take this away. I am specifically counselling men. But ladies that I consider are not afflicted with the Jezebel spirit, such as my wife, such as my mother-in-law, such as my sisters-in-law, the neighbours. You know, I mean, I'm saying yes, this is addressing this to you, right? But I'm specifically addressing men. Be on your guard, men. Be on your guard. Realize and identify Jezebelic spirit within the office and ignore and nullify, and that zeros the Jezebelic power. So quite a controversial, not particularly quite a nasty talk really today. Quite a, when I say nasty, I mean right in there, grassroots, you know. We're not pulling any punches. We're saying that Jezebelic women out on the lookout for the vulnerable man, particularly the vulnerable man that has some form of power that they can manipulate and try and take. So on that, I hope you all have a very good day and a productive day, whatever you're doing. I'll speak to you very soon. Okay, I'm out of here.